Hi, everybody. This is Simon, and we're exploring freedom as an entrepreneur. So, I put together a little impulse on the four systems of a CEO, which is basically just thinking about what do I need as a CEO, as an entrepreneur in place so that I can have a free life, have impact, solve problems, help people, but not being too much caught up and stressed up, but more in a playful, calm, and relaxed way. So you see, I was swimming. I will be back swimming after this. So it is possible to run a successful seven figures, six figures business and have a great life. So that's what we're going to explore. I'd like to talk about four things which build on each other. So first thing is, why do we say systems? Because activities are always linked to yourself reinventing the wheel every time. So systems can be a way of creating a support structure, creating a flow of things that makes things easy, even more natural and more free, which sounds counterintuitive, but we will see why structure actually enables play and freedom, and how structure and system can be liberating. Because I'm a freedom guy, as you see, and let's see what the key pillars are. In my thinking, the foundation of everything is what you do every day. So what did I do today? At 7 o'clock in the morning, at 8 o'clock in the morning, at 9 o'clock in the morning, at 10 o'clock in the morning. These are my habits. In terms of habits, they are the foundation for everything else. Uh, the way you live the first hour of your day is the way you are going to live the rest of the day. So if you care about values in the morning, you will live them, you will manifest them, you will find a way to make them happen, and to shape your space through them, to bring that energy into the room, and that will radiate onto others and will be a role model for others. Let's talk habits. So obviously, uh, the morning starts in the night, because how do you sleep? How do you prepare your sleep? How do you help your body regenerate during the night? And also, what do you do as first thing in the morning? So there are many methods that are super helpful, and in our forum we have hundreds of methodologies to have great morning routines and to care about the body and sleep. I have a very simple one. It's called the Core 4. It's very simple, and basically I try not to be focused on business the whole day, but to be more focused on life. And that's my freedom way of doing. And the way I do it is basically I try to be always in four dimensions instead of one. And my four dimensions, very easy, are body, being, balance, and business. Business is what I do anyway, and that's what I would do all the time if I don't counterbalance. So that's why there is balance, which is myself as a husband, myself as a father, myself as a friend. There is being, which is my emotional and spiritual side, the connectedness of myself and to my surroundings, and to beyond that. And then there is body, which is the energy I bring into the room in the very simple bodily language. That is why I care about what I eat, and care about sleeping enough. Even if with two kids, it's not that easy, but I try to take care of that. And also, yes, I swim, I do sports with my friends, I do CrossFit. I try to stay in shape and stay lean, and to have energy in order that I can react to stuff coming up in life. Like yesterday, I had a situation where I saw violence in the room, and I was actually pretty scared and afraid of intervening. And that was a moment where it makes a difference if you sleep well, if you eat well, and if you train every day. It makes a difference in that social moment, social situation, if you have the confidence to intervene, to say, hey, I do not accept your violence towards that person right now. So if you continue that, this will be the consequence. If you can do that, that is done weeks before, months before, because it's about building your habits. So if you move a lot, if you eat well, etc., you will have the energy to do that. It was also very late in the night, so you have to have a lots of energy uh, to be a parent, to be an entrepreneur, and to have energy when you need it. This is what David Allen calls, "Are you ready to be ready?" So it's about preparation, which is the second part, planning. Now you have habits in place. Now you need a little bit of planning. Now I'm a freedom guy. It sounds counterintuitive to say planning. It sounds so serious and analytic. It's very much about how is the flow of your day. How do you design your day, your week, which is accumulated. It's your life. So planning is about time blocking, putting things together that go together well. Like, for example, I try to have my phone calls during some light running. And it's very efficient and it's very effective. Or planning in terms of whenever I do something for the first time, I try to document it in a way that when I did it for the 10th time, I write it in our SOP library at Strategy Sprints, so my colleagues can do it themselves, basically. So I did it 10 times, now I can write it down, everybody can do it. So now it's not an innovation anymore, it's an operation, so it can be shared, everybody can do it. I can enable people to take on more responsibility, to take on my job actually, which I really strive for. Planning also means, how do you want the week to be? What's your ideal week? So a little bit of planning enables the next system, which is the creation system. Of course, there are inner system and outside systems. So creation, there is an inner part, which is, what do I want to bring into this world? What am I willing to share? What do I have to give? And how much courage can I bring up right now to do it myself and to share it with others? Because it can be of service. So creation means whatever value you are trying to create for the people you care about, for the audience, the segment, the client you decided to serve, to be there for. So creation is a very important part. We ourselves, we think in 90-day goals, increments, that's how we call them, and we work from Friday to Friday in very small sprints. And we try to have the planning and the creation talk together, which is the focus card, where we have the long term, the short term, and the quarterly goals, and also who does what. You can check it up. Google focus card. You'll get the tool, or you go directly to strategysprints.com/tools and you find the focus card. It's very helpful. So the fourth thing, now, if you have that in place, if you have habits, so you have a healthy body, you bring energy into the room, presence, you have a basic structure of your week, of your month, of your quarter, you have a space where you create, and you have somebody you care about, and you serve them. You try to be of service by creating, daring, trying, experimenting, giving, and inviting to play. Now, and only now, you need accountability. What is accountability? It means sticking to your plan, really doing it, minimizing the gap between your goals and your doing every day. So again, it can be internal or external. Some people are very good at being accountable and staying focused. Well, they have the internal accountability. You don't need more than that. Some other people, like myself, they are very spontaneous and creative, and they would start the next project before closing the first one. So we need some external system that help us. It can be a coach. It can be a mastermind group. It can be, I don't know, maybe even a Facebook group where people cheer each other up. It can be friends you go running with regularly and you talk about your goals. Whatever it is, whatever the system you can come up with. I think with these 4 very basic things that everybody actually does, you can have a free and balanced CEO life. So habits is the foundation. Without that, the rest won't work. If you have that, you go into designing your week, your month, your year. There are many great tools about that in our forum. And that makes the time, carves the space for creation. Creation means you have found somebody to serve or some idea to serve. So that creates meaning, and that keeps you rolling, because when you have found a meaningful activity for people you care about, then you start solving their problems, and they give you feedback and say, hey, thank you, it was so helpful. They become your testimonials. You get much more energy out of that interaction. You want to have more interactions. And that's where the creative momentum comes up. And then there can be a little, there can be the bottleneck of not sticking. For example, you start a blog and you start writing, and after 4 months, you are frustrated because it's just being read by 37 people. And it's mostly your friends and family. So that can be very frustrating. And you can, you can be indulged to give up. But that maybe is giving up too early. So that's where the accountability system kicks in. Because if you have a mastermind group, a coach, or friends, or any kind of accountability system, then you can have a sparring about, should I give up now? Or am I doing the right thing and I just need more endurance? Which is an important question to have. So on the one side, am I doing the right thing? So are the experiments validating my hypothesis, and is it helpful for somebody? On the other side, when is the right point to quit? There's a wonderful book by Seth Godin about when is the right point to quit. It's called The Dip. It's his shortest book, and I think it's the least read. It's one of his non-New York Times bestsellers, but it's my favorite. It's very short, and it's about exactly this question. So when you start a project and you come into this phase where it's getting hard and you're frustrated and you are not happy at all with it, should you quit or should you stick to the plan? And this very small book is a meditation about that, and it's very inspiring. The Dip by Seth Godin. So I'm going for the next swim, and these are the 4 systems of a CEO. I'm very curious about your comments. Bye-bye.